So today, three of us gonna begin role playing about a card debate. So before we begin, let us introduce ourselves. First,
My name is Nofri Ismawati as the defendant.
My name is Guru Josia as a judge.
and I'm Angika Kushala as a plaintiff.
Good morning. This court is now formally in session. Today, the court hears a civil dispute arising from alleged breach of contract involving professional telecommunication service. The dispute concerns the relationship between an individual contractor and a corporate service provider, and it raises important questions regarding contractual obligation, standards of professional care, and proportionality in litigation. This court also notes that the method adopted in its original monetary value escalated into extensive litigation, raising concerns about access to justice within the common law system of Finland. The court reminds both parties that these proceedings require clarity, relevance, and respect. Interruption will be permitted only where appropriate. Plaintiffs, please identify yourself for the record.
Okay, my name is Mr. Clement. I appear as the plaintiff in this matter.
Thank you. Defendant, please identify yourself.
My name is Debra Service. Is represented by counsel for the defendant company.
Very well. The court acknowledges the presence of both parties. Plaintiff, the court invites you to explain the facts of the case clearly, chronologically, and sufficient detail.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor. In early 2008, I entered into a contractual agreement with a defendant Lindbergh Service, a company engine in telecommunication, engineering, and infrastructure service. The agreement recruited the provision of specialist engineering service near a railway line in Serbia and a recurring persistent complications and technical conflict. Under the contract, I was expected to attend the site, assess the technical arrangement, and assist in the execution of the telecommunication work. The defendant assigned an engineer to work in coordination with me. At all times, I acted in good faith and followed the instructions provided. However, during the course of the project, disagreement arose regarding the execution of the work. Despite my efforts to comply with the defendant's expectations, the work was later described as defective. An employee of Lindbergh Service subsequently acknowledged that issues exist with the execution of the work, including internal miscommunication and inadequate supervision. Despite this, the defendant terminated the contract abruptly. I was not given a meaningful opportunity to correct the alleged defects, nor was I provided with clear guidelines outlining the purchase shortcomings. As a result, the contract was ended, my services were no longer required, and I was left uncompensated for work already performed.
Objection. Your Honor, we object the plaintiff fails to acknowledge the setting critical nature of the work involved.
Objection none. Plaintiff, you may continue. Remain accused of actual defect.
The termination placed me in difficult professional and financial position. I had allocated time, resources, and the travel to this project based on the expectation of contractual performance. The sudden termination disrupted my work schedule and resulted in direct financial losses.
Plaintiff, did the contract contain any express clause regarding termination?
Yes, Your Honor. The contract allowed the termination, but only after reasonable notice and opportunity to address performance concerns.
Were you ever informed that your performance might lead to termination?
No, Your Honor. I was not warned in advance.
Did the defendant document any specific failures?
No formal documentation was provided to me prior to the termination.
Plaintiff, the court now to the issue of damage. Please explain the losses you are claiming.
Your Honor, I claim damage in the amount of 2,232 euro. This figure reflects payment for service already rendered under the contract. It also includes travel expense incurred when attending the site in Suvat. Accommodation costs and compensation for income loss during the period allocated to this project. Additionally, I suffered losses arising from delays, was time and missed alternative employment opportunities. These losses were not speculative. They were a direct and enforceable consequence of the defendant termination of the contract.
Objection. Your Honor, those losses are exaggerated and could have been mitigated.
Court will determine the answer. Continue. Plaintiff, are the figures supported by record of documentation?
Yes, Your Honor. I retained receipts, travel records, and time logs related to the project.
Very well. The court notes that evidence exists. Plaintiff, you may now present your argument.
Your Honor, under English common law, a contract for service carriers an implied term that the service will be performed with reasonable care and skill. This principle is well established and applies irrespective of whether the term is expressly stated. In this case, the defendant alleged defective performed but failed to allow correction or clarification. The defendant, immediate termination receives the implied duty of cooperation and good faith performance. Furthermore, the losses I suffered were foreseeable, directly linked to the breach and not to renewal. The defendant's response practically the filling of a contract claims vastly exceeded the original claim was disproportionate and unreasonable. This litigation demonstrates how a small contractual dispute and can escalate into an excessive legal battle under mean fairness and access to justice.
Objection. We reject the suggestion of disproportionality. Safety concern justifies strong action.
Court, yes, after heard below. Defendant, you will respond to the concern. Then, defendant, you may not respond.
Your Honor, the defendant does not deny that a contract existed. However, the work was carried out in a safety-sensitive environment near operationally railway infrastructure. The plaintiff's performance failed to meet required standards, exposing the defendant to risk and reputational harm. As a result, remedial work was necessary, leading to additional costs. The counterclaim reflects not only direct expenses but also broader commercial losses. Your Honor, the defendant does not deny that a contract is cited. However, The work was carried out in safety-sensitive environment near operational railway infrastructure. The plaintiff performance failed to meet required standards, exposing the defendant to risk and reputational harm. As a result, remedial work was necessary, leading to additional costs. The counterclaim reflects not only direct expenses but also broader commercial losses, including disruption to ongoing operational.
Defendant, do you accept that the original claim was modest in monetary value?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then explain why the counterclaim is set 40,000 euro.
We believe the losses justify the amount.
Plaintiff, what impact did this counterclaim have on you?
It placed me under extreme financial pressure and result in legal costs exceeding 100,000 euros.
Court notes the imbalance created. Court will now hear closing statement. Plaintiff closing.
Your Honor, this case is not merely about money. It concerns fairness, contractual balance, and the consequence of this purported litigation. I respect as the court to recognize the breach and the injustice suffered.
We ask the court to consider the technical complexity of the work and the commercial risk involved.
After careful consideration of the facts, evidence, and legal arguments, the court finds that the defendant breached the contract. The counterclaim is found to be excited and unsupported by sufficient evidence. The court awards 1,145 euro to the plaintiff and 2,140 euro to the defendant. Each party shall bear own legal costs. Court further observes that legal costs exceeding 100,000 euro will only is proportionate to the value of this dispute. This court is adjourned.
That's all from us. Before all less, we are so sorry. Thank you.